"2015 was a strange year for Apple design in general. They debuted the Apple Pencil with its odd charging solution, they went all in on USB-C on their newly designed MacBooks, and they did what some people consider a crime for the Magic Mouse too. But what I wanted to look back at today was the iPhone Smart Battery Case, a design, in my opinion, which was the most un-Apple-like of them all. Released somewhat out of the blue in the iPhone 6s cycle, the case looks like a standard Apple silicone one, but turn it over and well, you can see why people freaked out a little.
These things look weird!
The iPhone case swallowed a baby iPad,
which is maybe the ugliest thing I've ever seen.
It is a strange look for sure and was quickly dubbed the hump by many. To me though, it kinda looks like it just swallowed a 3rd generation iPod Nano. Still, it didn't take long for other companies to start capitalising on its unique looks with mocking adverts. Apple head honcho Tim Cook also stood up for the case, saying to Mashable, "You know, I probably wouldn't call it the hump. If you're charging your phone every day, you probably don't need this at all. But if you're out hiking and you go on overnight trips, it's kind of nice to have." To really drive that point home, if you actually Google search iPhone hump, the Apple Store listing for the smart battery case is the first result to come up. To be absolutely clear, I do have the iPhone 7 version here, but there's very little difference between this and the 6S version, save for the headphone cutout. If you can look past that hump, this is effectively an Apple silicone case for the iPhone. It's got the same look, same microfiber inners, and the same raised front so you don't scratch the screen when placing your phone downwards. What is different is how you insert the phone into the case, which is a little strange in itself. You bend the case back towards the top and slide the iPhone into place. This is actually a smart move, as a lot of battery cases for iPhone are notorious for being difficult to get on and off. This bending design is much easier than anything else I've tried before. The charge does kick in straight away, and there's no turning that off unless you remove the phone from the case. That feels a little weird. Activating the case as and when you need it would sound more useful, but Apple clearly didn't want to add a button onto it. Still, it's a shame it couldn't be achieved in software. The one software feature it does do well is interfacing with the iPhone. When you place the iPhone into the case, you'll get a brief heads up of the remaining battery life for the case and the phone, which is a nice touch. And while the phone is in the case, you can swipe to the left to reveal a small battery widget which reveals the same info. It's neat, and it's a good compromise considering there's no physical battery indicator on the outside of the case. At the time, it was an interesting product for Apple to release, and at £99 it wasn't cheap either. Mophie, a brand known for battery cases, already had good charging cases for the iPhone, which were not only cheaper but also had more battery capacity as well. I think one of the biggest complaints with this odd looking thing was the small battery size, topping out at 1877 mAh on the iPhone 6s case and a slightly bigger 2365 mAh for the iPhone 7 case, which doesn't charge either phone all the way up. Since the iPhone 7 case though, Apple hasn't continued to make these. You can't get one for the iPhone 8 or 10 series. There's no doubt that hump would stop those phones from charging wirelessly though, and maybe Apple's confidence in wireless charging or battery life in general has just gone up with newer devices. To call it one of Apple's worst designs might be a bit of a stretch. Apple isn't bad at design, that's obvious, but I would say this is one of the few products that came out in 2015 that had questionable design choices. Though maybe it's the Magic Mouse 2 charging solution that really takes the cake on this one. So there we have it, a brief look back at one of Apple's more perplexing design choices of 2015. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, pop a like, and any thoughts on this case and its hump, then do let me know below. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.